Hi, on my second channel, and you should subscribe over there, 'cause where I dump all the unusual stuff, is this DS418 NAS drive, and it had a hard drive failure. And in that video, I mentioned that this dumpster TP-Link switch that I've got here, well, it's died. Well, at least half of it has. Because I have lots of ports in my lab here, and they're all hooked up here, and I've been wondering why some of them haven't worked lately. I've been shooting videos trying to test stuff out, and like, I thought, bad cables and, things like that, all sorts of settings and stuff like that. Well, I do believe that this entire block of 8 Ethernet ports is dead. All this block here works just fine, and I do need that many. I've got 2 coming from that NAS drive alone. I actually bind those together to get like a faster transfer speed, and I've got a whole bunch of other computers and printers, and when you add everything up, like 8 ports just doesn't quite cut the mustard. So something's happened with this, so I thought I'd rip this thing out and take it apart and see what's what. Let's see if we can repair this dumpster switch, which I've had for probably 5 years. It's been incredibly useful. Like, there's no fan in it. It's all passive. It's very nice, and it's worked a treat. It's a 1 gigabit switch. So let's check it out. Okay, here it is. It's a TP-Link TL-SG 1016 for those playing along at home. 16-port gigabit Ethernet switch. And as I said, this entire port here seems to work, but this one doesn't. I'm just getting no activity LEDs whatsoever over here. So, and no functionality. And as I said, like, it's all passively cooled. Doesn't get hot. I haven't measured the power consumption, but that's the fuse. But there's no fan in the thing. I rather like it. I got it from the dumpster, and it's been a very reliable gigabit Ethernet switch. So I'd like to repair it if I can. And the interwebs, which I had to access on my phone because I now have no internet in my lab, says that this takes about 19 watts. So let's crack it open and have a look what's inside. That should just pop off. Ta-da! Oh, that one's smaller than that one. There you go. So that's interesting. But I spy, with my little eye, straight off the bat, a power supply section, presumably for this one. And another one over here, just by their physical locations, says that that one is going to supply here and this one's going to supply that. So, that like right off the bat. I mean, obviously this main one over here, I reckon they're in parallel. I reckon that's just like 12 volts in and that's it, I'd say. But yeah, there's not much in there, is there? That's it. Great. So yeah, most likely power supply. But, it could be the chippy, but there's not much else. And the first thing is the visuals. There's the good power supply, which I'm presuming must be good because it powers this puppy here. And yep, they are vented capacitors, which means they have electrolyte in them and the magic smoke can escape, but they look good. So just go over to the other one over here, which looks identical. Oh, no, it does have... No, they're not identical because this has got a single SO8, big inductor, and 2 surface mount trannies here. This one has just 2 SO8s and no surface mount trannies. So, they're very different. One could be 5 volts, one could be 3.3, perhaps. I don't know. Just I thought by the physical location of them that, this would power this and this would power this, although that could still be the case. We'll find out. First of all, it's time for some takeaway protection, just so that I don't accidentally touch that part of the power supply, because live heat sinkies and stuff like that, trap for young players. Anyway, they've got it powered up, and of course, like, there's no indicator LEDs on the front when you've got nothing plugged into it, so that's annoying. I'd have to plug something functional into it. Damn it. Thankfully, I do have an Ethernet scope here, so just power that on. You can see, random port here, got a green LED, change it to anywhere else, green LED comes on, change it to over here, green LED comes on. Bueller, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm sure that it wasn't happening before. Okay, it's making an absolute fool out of me. Great. Now let's just measure some voltages here. Measure the output of the inductor there. which will be across these two low ESR output caps. You can tell because they're green. Sorry you can't see that, but 1.2 volts. 1.2 is a standard rail. The silkscreen's not marked in any way, so yeah, you just have to go, well, 1.2 is a standard rail that you'd get for like a high-density VLSI ASIC like this, so yeah, no wuckers. And let's try this one over here. 3.3, of course, you know, you're going to need 3.3 for almost everything these days, so no surprises for finding 3.3 volt and 1.2 volts in there. So yeah, along with the fact that those LEDs are lighting up, I've just goofed this. Maybe I've got some other, I do have maybe a cabling problem, and I've just come a gutser. This is embarrassing. Oh, well, you won't see this video.